Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Good morning and welcome to the first trading day of July 2025. Let's set the record straight for the second half of the year with a look at what's moving the markets right now. Wall Street pauses after a record run, and we saw a historic surge that saw both the S&P 500 and NASDAQ close at all-time highs. That was yesterday. And US stock futures are dipping this morning as traders take a breather and digest a flood of economic headlines. There are also a whole lot of policy headlines to take care of, and the S&P 500 finished June with a 6.6% gain. That was a quarterly gain, and the NASDAQ soared nearly 18% in Q2, led by big tech and AI optimism. Policy and tariff uncertainty is continuing to be in focus. The big story today is the Senate's ongoing marathon vote on President Trump's sweeping tax and spending bill. While the prospect of major tax cuts has fueled recent gains, the bill's projected $3.3 trillion addition to the national debt is raising concerns about long-term fiscal stability. Meanwhile, trade policy remains a wild card. Trump has signaled frustration with Japan talks. He spoke about them not buying rice. And Treasury Secretary Bessent warned that countries could face sharply higher tariffs after July 9 deadline if no new deals are reached. This looming tariff snapback is injecting caution into global markets. That could probably explain why the market's futures are tepid right now. Tesla is under significant pressure, down nearly 5% in pre-market trading after President Trump threatened to revoke federal subsidies for Elon Musk's companies. And amid ongoing weak sales in Sweden and Denmark, marking the sixth straight month of declines in those markets. Globally, Tesla's Q2 deliveries are estimated to be down approximately around 11% year over year, reflecting both competitive and policy headwinds. Meanwhile, you can look up Robinhood, which is absolutely smashing everything. And you also have a very bullish crypto sentiment, while Wolfspeed is seeing a dramatic pre-market rebound after filing for Chapter 11. Fed and economic data is something that we can't afford to overlook, because all eyes are on Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who will speak at the ECB forum in Portugal today. And President Trump, meanwhile, continues to pressure the Fed for aggressive rate cuts, arguing US rates should be closer to those in Europe and Japan. Markets are now betting on a September rate cut, but Powell has so far resisted political pressure, emphasizing the need for more data as inflation cools. With regard to having rate cuts to match Europe and Japan, I have a separate video that I'm working on, which is going to talk about how US dollar has depreciated. The dollar index has depreciated almost 10% in some way of compensating for the tariff imposition. So that's something that we can look forward to in future. I'm still working on the script, but yesterday I completed a video on CRISPR Therapeutics' latest data release for CTX 310, and that's in the members only section right now. It's due to be released at 9 o'clock in the morning today. So please watch out for that. I have got a lot of information out there, including resistance level. I've done a technical analysis also towards the end of the video. Those who are interested in CRISPR will find that really interesting. And today's key data releases include the George Job opening report, which is going to come, ISM Manufacturing Index, and S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, each of which could influence rate expectations and market sentiment. Oil prices are steady to slightly lower as traders anticipate OPEC plus output hike maybe around the July 6th meeting and weigh concerns about a potential economic slowdown. That's a very interesting dynamic in oil. If oil prices are low, it could help with reducing inflation and potential rate cuts. At the same time, when oil prices are low, U.S. energy sufficiency comes to a little bit of a challenge because not only does shale become unprofitable, but also oil sands also will face a little bit of problem in some sectors. So overall, the Gulf OPEC countries still have a lot of control over the oil price, and I think they're flexing it. And Brent is hovering around 66.50 barrel with WTI around 65. And stocks at record highs, but futures signaling a cautious opening is what I'm looking at. And we are right now focused on Trump's 3.3 trillion tax bill and looming tariff deadlines. So there is a whole lot of uncertainty, and I'm personally looking at my TSLQ because last time Elon had a tiff with Trump, it had TSLQ had gone up, and I had been greedy enough to hold on to it. So it was in the red, and right now it's back into full bloom. So I'm going to ride it a little bit, and this time I'm going to sell it and take my profits. I don't want to be too short, too long on too many things. So while big tech continues to drive market momentum, Tesla seems to be an outlier out there. And Fed Chair Powell's remarks at the ECB forum could offer clues on the timing of future rate cuts. Oil prices are steady ahead of OPEC and tariff decisions. Let's keep these cross currents in mind as we move into technical analysis of the indices and leading stocks. And friends, as I mentioned yesterday, I'm rethinking this live stream business, and I'm wondering if it's really worthwhile because the attendance is slim. And I have been looking at the data when I was not well for almost a week. I was suffering the flu. So I had checked out our data analytics on YouTube. It seems people like more of my videos which are focused on a particular company or a particular news item related to either genomics or any of those stocks. So I'm making more of them. As I mentioned, CRISPR Therapeutics CTX 310 advanced data release is what is going to come up at 9 o'clock today. The members only section already has received that as of yesterday. And today I'm going to be working on a few more. And I've also been working on the dollar index being weaker and how it is kind of compensating for the tariffs. So watch out for all of those things. I'm going to continue the live stream for a few more weeks because I think we have not given it sufficient time to pick up. So if you have any feedback on how I can improve the live stream, especially the duration, the start time, the stocks that I cover, etc., please put that in the comment section. Hello, Hot Dog. I see you are there. Good morning. And thanks for joining me. I think it's good evening for you. So thanks for being here. Now, having said that, all of these things are over. Now, let me go on to look at what is happening with our price charts. First order of business is to get into a single chart. Second order of business is to get into a one-day time frame. Third is to recalibrate the charts, and we are all set. Now, we are looking at the chart for S&P 500 futures. I'm just going to mute myself on the video so that I can be comfortable moving around a little bit as I change windows and other things. Voice is sufficient out here. So we are looking at a situation where we had gone past this diagonal line of resistance. Again, for those who have not seen it before, I'm just going to give you a quick view of the context that I'm talking about here. I'm aware that my cursor is not visible in OBS. I tried a whole lot of things, but I couldn't get my cursor to show up. I'm still working on that. But I'm going to be requesting you to focus on the crosshairs that you see out here, the intersection between X and Y axis with dots. That's where my cursor is moving. So this diagonal line of resistance on the top and diagonal line of resistance on the support, the diagonal line of support on the bottom. These are the two components that form a channel which has been touched only 3 times in all these years. So I'm thinking that since 2007, this line has been respected. And in the past, when we didn't have algorithmic trading and all that stuff, it would have been easier to just assume these lines to be the perfect line at which we are going to finish off. But because we have algorithmic trades and other things, there are probably algorithms at work to pull out some bulls and take money from them before coming down again. This is a conspiracy theory of mine. If you agree with that, please let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely make sure that I read your comment and think about it. So what I'm thinking has happened is, if we go on back into the 1-day time frame and recalibrate the chart, you will see that in the past we have been above this for almost 6 months. And then we came back down again. So no doubt there is some validity for this line. There is still sanctity for it, which means that we are eventually going to come down below this in the very short term. Is it going to happen tomorrow, day after? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that we are going to come back down again because, first of all, there is the bearish divergence, which is getting even worse by the minute. And the bullish sentiment is also running down. And we have a whole lot of messes that I spoke about during the intro. So keep that in mind. And for today, I think the pre-market shows that we are down 0.20%. For NASDAQ, story is the same. We are overbought, significantly overbought. And we have the bearish divergence, which has got even worse than before. So something has to give. At the same time, we have a cup and handle target, which could take us all the way up to 25,914. So I don't know what is going to happen because there is a lot of contradiction out here. But suffice to say that pre-market, we are down 0.26%. And if you look at the dollar index, this is where I'm making the next video about. So we have seen a dollar index drop of approximately, let us take from here and all the way up to here. We have a drop of around 12.21%. 10% is a reciprocal tariff, I think, that was fixed when this drop started happening. So we have covered 10%. The market is trying to suss out how much more is going to be happening here. So if the dollar becomes that much weaker, then more dollars will have to be paid for importing stuff. So that's kind of a compensation that's happening out there. This is the rough idea of what I'm thinking. Please let me know in the comment section what you think. And happy Canada Day to every Canadian who is listening. We are celebrating Canada Day today. Thanks for bringing that up, or else probably I would have missed that in this live stream. And Hot Dog is saying maybe a weekly or monthly session like this would be better. Yes, Hot Dog, I agree. I think maybe we do a weekly on the weekend. That would be even more interesting because we'll have the entire week's data. It's the timing which again becomes a question. Who wants to get up early on a weekend? We have viewers in California, like Jesse. We have viewers in Australia, and that's like Hot Dog. And then we have viewers in Canada, like Inf. So timing would be something that I would like to brainstorm about. Any suggestions from your end, Hot Dog and Inf? Most welcome. And David Best, I think you're in UK, if I'm not mistaken. So I would like to hear some proposed timings for a weekend live stream to replace the daily live stream we have out here. David is saying big bear and move again. Everyone's still chasing AI stocks. Next big Palantir bear. TLT looks promised to go higher. TLT could go higher. It could also come down because if there is a lack of confidence in the US itself, then people might be moving out of TLT. I think China is already moving out of US treasuries. I believe they have made a separate bank which holds all the US treasuries. And the Chinese reserve is more of gold now. I think they are continuing to buy gold. So I don't know if I don't know if TLT is guaranteed to go up. Yields go down when there is a global risk or something and there is flight to safety and everyone wants to buy the US Treasury. At that time, there's heavy demand for treasuries, so treasury prices go up. When treasury prices go up, the yields drop. So that's the mechanics, the way I understand it. So for treasury prices to go up, people have to have faith that US will pay the due. When it becomes due, it will be fit to pay the interest, and that the US dollars that they get in interest are going to hold some value when they convert it into their local currency. With the US dollar going down, the dollar index going down, and a lot of uncertainty, I'm thinking that there is no guarantee that TLT will continue going up, David. So that's the way I would explain my disagreement with what you have said. So yeah, that it is. You can give your feedback out there. So that said, let's get back into where I was. I was interacting with the chat. I'm back into the price charts. You look at the 10-year yields, they are going down. This is where David Best is saying TLT is going up. When TLT goes up, all our yields start going down. So that's the context. But I think this is a temporary phenomenon, and I don't think the US fundamentals is that great. That's my opinion. I would like to hear your comments on that. Now let's go on and have a look at the indicators where we left them. So this is the format. If you want me to change the format or directly skip to any of the stocks that you have in mind, feel free to do that. This is to be driven by the viewer. So I'm looking forward to the cues from you so that I can make this more useful for yourself. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it, David. Yeah, I get your point. Instead of lending to risky parties, they lend it to US government where they have much more certainty. That absolutely makes sense. And T-bills will shine in recession because government will be able to print money and give the interest again. So yeah, makes sense. I'm sold on it. Yeah, definitely, for sure. So that said, let's go back into our charts. VIX is up 2.63% this morning. It's at 17.18. I'm expecting that by the end of the day, with the tariff issues and the big beautiful bill and the fight with Elon Musk and Trump and all those things, this has to touch 20, in my opinion. If it doesn't touch 20, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I'm thinking that volatility is going to be up. Gold is starting to move back up again, friends. Remember, there was a target here earlier of around 3,722. Are we going to move towards that? I don't know. But one thing I can say for sure is that we are going to have resistance at around 3,421.197 if this upward move continues. So I'm going to convert that into a red line of resistance out there. And we have the line of support out here, which is going to be a support today for gold at 3278.49. I have not bought gold yet because I think I have missed the bus. And at this point of time, I'm just not getting into gold. I'm just staying in cash. Then we have QQQ, which indicates pre-market action. It's down 0.26% in pre-market trades. It had a support line out here, this diagonal line of support, which shows support today for around 550.99. Pre-market, it's at 550.30. So this still continues to be a resistance. Now, that said, our support is going to be at 537.56, which has to be marked green. And also the 9-day exponential is going to be a support out here. And let me see where the 9-day exponential is sitting at. So this is the 9-day exponential. For some reason, I'm not able to see what's the number out there. So these things happen with TradingView. It's not that reliable sometimes. So I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to talk about what the number is. I'm just going to eyeball it out here and say it's around 541.02, which is where the 9-day exponential is. That said, I would like to go and have a look at the AI stocks. NVDA is down 0.88% in pre-market trades, and it's going to get some support at 156.61. Unfortunately, pre-market, it's already gone to 156.60. I'm going to leave this green for now, and tomorrow we will change that into red to show resistance. The next support for NVIDIA is 153.44. I don't think that it's going to drop there all of today itself. but it's moving towards that direction. And if it breaks down below that, then the 9-day exponential is there to help us out. And the 9-day exponential in this case is sitting at around 151.65. And we have Meta, of course. So Meta is also looking down 0.01%. It's got this diagonal line of resistance from yesterday. And this diagonal line of resistance, if I was to pull this forward and look at for today where it's going to be. So I would say that the diagonal line of resistance suggests that 741.12 is going to be the resistance today. And the support today is the 9-day exponential, which is sitting at around 715.72. Next, let's look at Google. Google is down 0.07% in pre-market trade. So the strange thing that I'm seeing today is that NVDA is leading the downside, whereas the rest of the Mag 5, with the exclusion of Tesla, they are all waiting for a little more time before they start falling. They're not down as much as you can see with Google, and we saw with Meta, it's only down 0.07%. So our resistance continues to be 180.33 and our support continues to be around 175.41 for Google. Amazon is up 0.09% in pre-market trades, and for today the support is supposed to be 220.49, but pre-market price is at 219.58. So this diagonal line of support now becomes a diagonal line of resistance, and our support is going to be a very strong support at 216. Let me just open this up for you guys. It's at 215.68, and it's a very strong support mainly because it also coincides with the 9-day exponential moving average. So that's what we have for Amazon out there. Apple is up 0.60% in pre-market trades. Our resistance line at 207.71. 207.55 continues to be a line of resistance for today. And I think pre-market, it's at 206.40. Microsoft is up 0.06%, and we have this diagonal line of support continuing to form the role of a support. And today that support is going to be at 496.04. Pre-market, we are at 497.73. We continue to have the bearish divergence getting even worse than before. So things have got to give somewhere. I still have the MSFD. Unfortunately, I have 200 units of that. I'm bearing the pain right now. TSLQ has come back into profit for me. It's Tesla is down 0.60%. It's dropping very rapidly in pre-market trades, especially with Trump threats. People know how dirty Trump can play. 330.79 is the resistance for Tesla for today. And we also have the resistance from the 9-day and the 21-day exponential moving averages, which are somewhere in the region of 326.15. And we have the 50-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at around 316.88 as the other support. But pre-market, we are at 298.71. So it's a super duper drop for us today. And let us look at Oracle. Oracle is up 0.19% in pre-market trades. The minor line of support at 215.39 continues to be a support. And then we have AMD. AMD is down 1.56% in pre-market trades, and our line of resistance is going to be 143.81 for today. And the support is going to be the 9-day exponential at 136.94. So that's it. And then if you look at SMCI, it's down 1.08% in pre-market trades. Resistance continues to be at 50.34. Pre-market, we are at 48.47. And the 9-day exponential at 46.16 is going to be the support that we have here. Broadcom also is down 0.90%. Support is going to be the 9-day exponential at 263.50. Palantir is down 0.43%. This is what our friend David Best was talking about, and I think some bearish factors are starting to work on Palantir. But remember, they're working on government data. They are going to mine the government data, and I'm pretty sure Stephen Miller and others may want specific data from there for action. So Palantir is likely to get more business. So even though there is this bearishness out there, sooner rather than later, it's going to jump up again. So if Palantir comes closer to the support that it has out here at 124.22, I would be a buyer out there. Right now, the support is going to be the 21-day exponential, which is sitting at 134.81. Pre-market, it's at 135.55. So that's what I'm seeing out here. Next, I'm looking at SMH. SMH is down 0.57% in pre-market trades. We are going to get support at around 276.66. Right now, it's at 277.30. Tempus AI for hot dog, it's down 0.22% in pre-market trades. Support is going to be the 50-day exponential at 62.00, and resistance is going to be the 21-day and the 9-day exponential in the region of around $65 to $66. And that's about it, my friends. Then let's go and look at what Inf is asking about. Inf is saying, I also like bonds, David Best, and he's saying, how's AMD? AMD, I think we just covered. Inf had a look at AMD for you. Let me check it out again. AMD, I think it's the sentiment is fully bullish, and MACD is bullish but tending towards the signal line. RSI is overbought, and given the weakness for NVDA and the pre-market 1.64% drop for AMD, I think today is going to be bearish, and we have to look at support from the 9-day exponential at around 136.75 to help us for the day, unless something significant happens. The big bill, beautiful bill, and the impending July 9 deadline for tariffs is going to be very important to look at, and that's what I think the market is looking at. That's what is the source for the weakness. And yeah, that's all I have got here, my friends. If you have anything that you want to talk about, please put it in the comment section. I would be more than happy to check it out for you guys. And meanwhile, I'm going to go and have a quick look at Genomics and see how it is performing, because we are basically a Genomics channel. Prime is down 1.62%. Again, 9-day exponential at around 2.25 will be the support. And then Intelia is down 0.64% in pre-market action. Caribou is up 5.55% in pre-market action. That's because lawsuit has been dismissed. So that was news 5 days ago. I don't know if it's still valid, or maybe it got into the public consciousness right now and things are improving. Whichever way you dice it, I think support is going to be 1.27 for Caribou Biosciences. Pre-market is at 1.33. Beam is up 0.88%. And Altimmune is down 2.07%. I'm kind of giving up on Altimmune, even though I think that it still has got some prospects. I've got a very small holding on Altimmune, but the deep red that it has gone into is starting to hurt right now. It's just 100 shares. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Right now, I'm going to stay put for the time being. Verve is down 0.09% in pre-market trades. I think it's consolidating out there and creating a base so that it can move up further. We have Editas, which is flat in pre-market trades. Illumina is down 0.79%. It doesn't matter too much, and I think the 9-day exponential as 92.36 will be a good support. We have a huge area of support just below that, and then we have this diagonal line of support, which is the bull channel on which Illumina is riding. And we have got RSI overbought. That could be the reason why we are seeing this kind of price action in the pre-market. It could consolidate a little bit, get the RSI to cool off a little bit, and then continue its movement upwards. And there's plenty of room for it to come down a little bit. CRISPR Therapeutics is down 0.12% in pre-market trades. Friends, I have already released a members-only video for CRISPR Therapeutics CTX310 advanced data, and that's going to be released to the public today at 9 a.m. Please check it out. I have also covered the rest of the pipeline and also thrown in technical analysis of the stock as an added bonus towards the end of the video. It will be a very interesting view. Check it out, 9 a.m. this morning. And as I said, I'm working on the dollar index video. That will also come up shortly. So you will be able to see more of technical analysis out there. Basically, I think $50 is a ceiling that we are looking at here. If we break through that, then we can plot other points for it. Next, look at Allogene, which is flat in pre-market trade. Grail is flat in pre-market trade. PSCB is up 1.61% in pre-market trade. ARCG is down 0.08% in pre-market trades. Vertex is down 0.06%. And we have Ginkgo Bioworks down 1.60% in pre-market trades. Unicure up 2.87% in pre-market trades. getting challenged by the 9-day exponential, which is at 14.34. And that's about it. And then I'm going to take a quick look at precision. It's continuing to march on this diagonal line of support. So probably if it comes closer to 142 today, for any reason, that would be a good opportunity for me to buy maybe 100 precision, because I'm looking forward to that BLA getting approved at the somewhere in August. Next, I want to look at Lilly, which is down 0.36%. It's coming very close to the average. I'm thinking that we have a bear flag out here. It could potentially go down further. And at the same time, I had a target out here of 894.58 that we should be aiming for. So it's a toss-up between the two. I'm watching again today. If it continues to fall a little bit, I think I'll start selling off my Lilly shares and booking the profit. So today is going to be a critical test for me for Lilly. And if I think I can buy it at a cheaper price at a later date and still make some money, that's what I'll plan to do. That said, let me look at the chat section and see what we have here. Thanks and hot dog message retracted. I didn't see that message, hot dog. Thanks for your contribution and thanks for being online. And I think with this, I would like to end the live stream, unless you have a specific ticker that you want me to check out, which I can do. Just going to wait for a few seconds out here for your response, and I would be logging off. Okay then. Happy Canada Day to everyone. And